Good day, grade 12s. My name is Carden Madzokere. I'm the author and publisher of the Distinction Bound Student Textbooks. Welcome to Activity 1.1 under Tourism. So this is the first activity that I'm doing on tourism. So this one here says, read the extract below and answer the questions that follow. Better medical facilities in South Africa continue to influence medical tourism growth. Okay, so this shows that there's a lot of people coming to South Africa for medical reasons. Okay, so let's read the article. There is a general increase being recorded in the number of people visiting South Africa in search of medical treatment from the country's many healthcare institutions, which are considered to have superior facilities and high levels of medical expertise. Medical tourists are received mostly from other African countries, which may lack the appropriate medical facilities with proper equipment to perform challenging surgical procedures. Inbound medical tourists from overseas often travel to South Africa for surgical procedures, which are considered relatively expensive in other countries, such as the United States of America and the United Kingdom. So it means we also have some who could be coming from overseas, you see. So the likes of UK, so they could come to SA for cheaper medical attention or surgical procedures. Okay, so this is the scenario. Bottom line, people are coming to visit South Africa. Now, because they will not be here forever, they are not like migrating to South Africa. They are regarded as tourists. Because if they were moving to South Africa and staying, then they become immigrants. So these are not immigrants. These are visitors. They come to South Africa for medical attention. They get it and then they go back. Some, we are told, they are coming from overseas, and some are coming from neighboring countries. So that means Zimbabwe, Malawi, Mozambique, Botswana, Namibia, Zambia, you name it. Okay, let's have a look. So the questions then, what according to the extract is the reason for the growth? So we get the answer even here. So medical reasons. Here we have the answer. It's here also in the extract. So they visit medical healthcare institutions. Then you just, yeah. So they're coming here for medical treatment. You can say surgical procedures, but something medical. That would be the most appropriate answer. Then explain the term tourism. So tourism is an activity, obviously performed by the tourist. So tourist is the person performing the activity. So tourism is an activity of visiting a place that you wouldn't usually a place outside your normal or usual environment, let's say. So if you are usually at home, go to work, at home, go to work, then outside that usual environment, you go visit another place where, whatever reason it could be, you become a tourist. So if you do it within a country, you become a domestic tourist. If you do it outside the country, you are an international tourist. And if you are from South Africa going to another country to go visit, have fun, come back, whatever reason, it might not be fun because sometimes you see it could be for medical attention. So you're still a tourist. Now, whatever reason it is, you become a tourist when you go to a place outside your usual environment and stay there for less than a year, you know. And usually would say also more than 24 hours, but less than a year. If it's less than 24 hours, it's more like an excursion. And if it's more than 24 hours, now you're a tourist. Usually tourists would make use of accommodation facilities. They make use of transport facilities, transport infrastructure, transportation, yes. They go to restaurants, so they usually would eat out. They go to shopping malls because we also have shopping tourists. So we have different types of tourists. So that's what a tourist is. And tourism is the act. It's the activity of doing that. Then why is South Africa such a popular holiday destination. Here you can go any direction, any direction. Now, it is because you can talk about its beautiful scenery, because South Africa has beautiful landscape. Places like Mpumalanga are just, they'll blow you out of, like they'll blow you out. They are very beautiful, such places. If you go to the canyon, it's very beautiful. Cape Town, you'll find a lot of beautiful places. Even here in Gauteng, now it's not just nature. People can come for culture. People can come. Some come here for the sun, the weather. Especially people coming from Europe, they would want to come and just enjoy the sun. Another reason could be wildlife. So there are so many reasons. So you could say anything here why people could really consider South Africa as a good destination. And you can even go the side of talking about high disposable income around the world. So as people find themselves with money, they could see South Africa as a good destination, because usually you'd find it having favorable exchange rates. So that can also be a factor. Now, how will the economy benefit from an increase in the number of medical tourists coming to South Africa? Well, as those people come to South Africa for medical attention, they're going to spend money. So it can create jobs in not just in the health sector, but it can also create jobs in other sectors that are related to tourism. I can show you a couple of them. Okay, so we have accommodation, we have food and beverage, we have transport, events and conferences, attractions. So people, after they have received their surgical procedures, they can now, they'll take time to heal. So they might still stay. While they're staying, they're making use of accommodation, they're eating, they're drinking, they're driving around or getting driven around. So all these sectors, they benefit from tourism. So it pours into, so the advantage is that all these things begin to happen. So it's a benefit to the economy. And some uneducated person would say, Mawahambe. But, some of them are actually bringing in a lot of jobs. Now, let's have a look at answers. So the first one, what according to the extract is the reason for the growth in tourism industry? Well, tourists are flocking for medical treatment in South Africa. Number 2, explain the term tourism. So it's activities of people traveling to and staying in places outside their usual environment for more than a year, for not more than a year. Yeah, I was surprised. For leisure, business, and other purposes, it does not relate to any work done for money in the place visited. Yes, so they are not coming here to look for work. They are coming here to actually spend money. Now, why is South Africa such a popular tourist or holiday destination? Higher disposable income, favorable exchange rates. I mentioned these two. Improved transport. We can say transport infrastructure, improved communication, marketing campaigns, the likes of short left for domestic, and SAT marketing SA as a tourist destination around the world. So SAT, South African Tourism, they market South Africa. The last one, how will the economy benefit from an increase in the number of medical tourists coming to South Africa? Well, it will stimulate services as well as other related industries. You can refer to the ones that I showed you earlier, these ones. So they'll be stimulated. So that's how it benefits the economy. And then you can also say they normally stay for a week, a few weeks after the procedure to recover and for treatment. So them staying means they'll still spend more money. So they'll have to really budget before they make a trip to South Africa, and they're coming to spend that money here. And when they are okay, they travel back. So they bring in money. So that's a plus to the economy. Okay. So this has brought us to the end of this particular activity. Thank you. God bless.